So, do you think we have everyone here? Yeah? Great. Hi folks, thanks for attending this training session. My name's Dustin Holtom. I see some familiar faces and some new faces. For those new faces, I have put a stack of my business cards in the center of the table, so feel free to take one. For those that do, now that's a bold statement, but at BlackBerry, we believe that there's two types of people. The first being those that idly pass through life, and the second being those that grab life by the horns and go with it. So for those that do grab life by the hands, we believe that BlackBerry is designed specifically for you. Now today I'm going to be going through our new lineup. We have the 9320 curve, the 9360 curve, and the Powerhouse 9900 Bold. What I have done is created a kind of a cheat sheet. I'll pass it out to everyone, so feel free each to take one. I'm just going to do a little compare and contrast on each model itself. Now, as you can see, all three, of course, have a full QWERTY keyboard backlit as well. Now, the display on the two curves, it's 2.44 millimeters diagonal, or 2.4 centimeters, and the Bold is 2.8. Now let's move a little bit further to the resolution. Actually, I should stop there. On the 9320, the resolution is 320 by 240, and on the 9360, it's 480 by 360, and the BlackBerry 9900 Bold is actually 640 by 480. So nice, crisp, and clear. Just move to the second page, everyone. The two curves, QWERTY keyboard only. Now we have introduced a full touch screen on the 9900 along with the QWERTY keyboard as well. So that's a key selling feature to have both. Now the battery talk time on each of them, the 9900 is 6.5 hours thereabouts, and the other two are about 5.5 to 6 hours themselves. Now the processor on the two curves are 800 megahertz single core, and on the 9900 it's 1200 megahertz. So it's a real powerhouse. The two curves a little less so. The 9900 a true powerhouse. Quick browsing, quick, no lag time. Let's move to the camera. Now, the BlackBerry in the past has been, I guess, devalued a little bit as far as their media capability. That's no longer the case. All three have cameras. Now, the 9900 is in full 720 HD now, so you can capture video in full HD. The two curves, no HD, but you can video record, of course. Now, without, I would be remiss if I didn't add this in as well. Security on the BlackBerry server is unparalleled in the industry. The President of the United States uses a BlackBerry, and most financial institutions as well. So you could have that as a key selling point to potential BlackBerry customers as well. Now, again, feel free to keep the handout. If someone asks you a quick question, it's a great tool just to have beside your desk. You can answer questions quite quickly. Now, moving on, the new operating system, 7.1, is on all three phones, and it's an improvement on the last operating system. Some of the key features within this operating system are Docs to Go Premium. Now you can edit, view, and send Excel, PowerPoint, and Word documents. No longer you have to receive a file, find a computer, download it to your computer, edit, and send out again. Now you can do it all on your phone itself. Now, especially with the 9900, with the touch screen, that would be really easy to use Excel. So you could grab a cell and edit as well. As I was saying, it's a media powerhouse now. In the past, BlackBerry maybe it was a little bit behind on the media capability. No longer is the case. So now you can sell up against some of our main competitors in the media space. The BlackBerry 7 browser looks the same as the BlackBerry 6 browser. It's 40% quicker. So less lag time, more productivity. You can get things done quicker. BlackBerry Balance. Now, this is a key selling feature for IT departments. What BlackBerry Balance is some companies have their employees own their own BlackBerry. So it's not owned by the company. They have their own files, pictures, media, music. Now, the balance part on the IT side for the IT department is that they can partition the BlackBerry phone itself. So, for instance, if an employee leaves the company quickly, the IT department can take that partition, whatever is proprietary to the company, and take it off the phone. So it's a great selling point for IT departments. Just move along here. Now, the 7.1, refining the experience. Now, there's many things to talk about. I've got 6 key points here. And the first is the mobile hotspot. Now, if you're out and about and you're trying to find a Wi-Fi hotspot, you can actually use your BlackBerry phone as a mobile hotspot and hang off 5 friends, employees, co-workers off that one phone for a mobile hotspot. So you can send email, have a work group without having a dedicated email or internet service. Good key selling point. Now, BlackBerry Tag. BlackBerry Tag, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you about Near Field Communication, or NFC. Pretty much exactly what it sounds, Near Field Communication. Having 2 devices close to each other, you can tag each other. And the tag part is sending files, photos, pictures, you name it, whatever is on that phone to get to another phone. Now, this is only available on the 9900 Fold at the moment, so don't forget that, 9900. Now, the FM radio is not on the 9900. It is on the 2 curves that I mentioned. They just couldn't get the hardware and FM radio on the hardware specifications of the 9900. Apps, and apps. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'm emphasizing the App Store. There's thousands upon thousands of different applications that are all the way from business productivity tools all the way down to time wasting, games and what have you. Some are free, most have a charge. Universal Search is a great tool on each BlackBerry as well. What it basically is, there's a bar on each home page of the BlackBerry. Type in whatever you want to find a file, music, what have you, and you'll have a drop-down list. So you don't have to go searching all through your phone to find that one file that you saved 3 years ago. It should be easy to find. Now, Bing Auto-Suggest. We all know what Auto-Suggest is. Now, if you're going to use Bing as your search engine, just start typing in, for instance, Vancouver should have Vancouver Canucks show up, the schedule, what have you. So it's just another quicker way, productivity tool to find what you're looking for on the BlackBerry. Now, parental controls. People think about parental controls as to restrict kids getting into the wrong web pages, etc. Not so much. It's an IT department tool that can restrict people from downloading applications that are not allowed or shouldn't be seen. Social networking, turn off Twitter, turn on Twitter, Facebook. So, if an IT department or a manager does not want their employees wasting time on Facebook, what have you, they can deny access to it. And web content. There's lots more for the IT department to look into, but for this purpose right now, we'll just move on to the next slide. Mobile media server. Now, this is really cool. I saw a great demo last week as well. So what it is, you can use your BlackBerry phone as a server. So all your files, photos, music, you name it, can be broadcast from your BlackBerry onto another device. The key point here is that each device has to be on the same Wi-Fi network. And the example I saw was the BlackBerry 9900 being used as a mobile server, hooked up to a PlayStation. And within the PlayStation, on the TV, you'll have a BlackBerry icon. And then you can access your music, what have you, directly from your TV. It's a really, really neat tool. BlackBerry App World. Again, I'm coming back to the App World. The apps are easier to discover than ever. There was a little bit difficulty in the past as you see one app at one time. Now there's a carousel, so you can actually log in and click through, especially on the 9900 with your finger, and flick away an app you want or find an app that you want to use. Multiple payment options. 3 of them. First being credit card, second being PayPal, and the third, of course, being carrier-based charges. BlackBerry Messenger. Now, this is one of the key points about BlackBerry, the BBM. One of the key points is instant communication between work groups, friends, family. You can read and see if your emails have been read and delivered. If they haven't been read, you can tell that person to read it, perhaps. Now, there's lots of BBM connected apps as well. So the icon, the BlackBerry icon, BBM icon, you can change to a face or your face or an icon or an avatar as well. Group functionality, you can make it so it's a work group, sales group 1, IT department, and then have all the people that are part of that department, and it can be broadcast. Now, one of the other key features about BBM is that there's no fees involved at all. So it's really key for business travelers because international data charges are killer. They are so expensive. So, for instance, I'm the manager at ABC Company, and I can send out a BBM message to my underling in India, for instance. There'll be no charges. You can send files up to 2,000 words. So otherwise, you'd be sending an email, voicemail, text message, which are all chargeable by your carrier. So, it saves money, makes world travelers stay in touch with their home office. Key selling point always for the BlackBerry. Now, the final page here is for you guys. It's the sales and support line. This is not to be given out to your customers. Again, not for your customers. This is strictly for you guys. First up, we have a 1-800 number, 1-877-4-BBerry. It's open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Monday to Friday. There's also an email, sales.support@teamblackberry.net for any questions, be it technical or sales. On the sales side, we have BlackBerrySalesTraining.com. It is an awesome site. You can get BlackBerry presentations, educate yourself, or extract information and make your own presentation. Also YouTube, YouTube.com BlackBerry. There's a lot of good information in there as well. Mostly video, people doing demonstrations. For instance, you can go on there and see the BlackBerry tag in action. Yeah, so it's great. I implore you guys to use both of them. You can phone me at any time as well. If I'm not available, you can also get some sales support as well. Now, at this point, if there's a question, I'd love to answer. Jim, do you have a question? I'm not sure if any of you guys heard that, but it's about Crackberry. Crackberry is, how do I say it? It is a resource for some It's a pain for others. It's not sanctioned by BlackBerry itself. So there are some negative aspects of taking in any information from BlackBerry as well. So, you know, there are some, like I said, some good stuff and some bad stuff, information. But take it as you will. Again, instead of going to BlackBerry, I would go to blackberrySalesTraining.com. Any other questions? No? Well, guys, thanks a lot. I know it was quick sales training today, but I implore you to use me as an asset always, and I'm here to help you. Feel free to call me anytime, and again, thanks for your time. Thank you.